you can target her and put up a good block against her, you'll be in a good spot.
So Schaffmaster goes the other way to Wennis, and a great dig coming in from Jenna Hampton. Seen her do that a bunch this year. Filling in seams, diving in front of teammates to get digs. As Horde goes down to McGraw. Should be a great battle of the liberos tonight with McGraw and Hollins. And that one slides past Holland from Samity.
Gabby Blossom's a little bit off the net, about 6 or 7 feet, and still finds a way to feed those middles, which is so important because you're not always going to have a perfect pass.
Samity sharp. Oh, man. In front of the 10-foot line. Looked a lot like the swing last weekend that got Hugh McCutcheon clapping against Wisconsin. Play that he called the best transition play that he's seen this year in college volleyball. And there's Stark into the cross court. Back to Samity and into the block. Samity with back-to-back kills for Minnesota. Just 1 kill for the middles for Minnesota against Wisconsin in 5 sets last Sunday. Trying to get him going early. Hampton over to keep it up with Blossom. And a reload for Schaffmaster, Minnesota. And to Samity. Right to that same spot again. So 5 kills for her. Her and Miabe have combined for 7 of the 10 to open up for Minnesota. And Schaffmaster going to Wennis, getting in with Miabe and Samity. And pass a little bit off for Blossom. So it gets Minnesota a clean chance with Wennis, and she goes line.
Favorite shot right down that line. Something that Stephanie Samity said, you know, I took that from her. She has a shot sometimes where she doesn't even look at the line and still can hit it. They call it a no-look line shot. And Stephanie Samity said, that's something that I've actually taken from Wennis's game.
And those two both called each other best friends. A lot of communication about that stuff. And Samity into the cross court. Not quite the shot that she stole. Penn State have been a top 16 seed hosting in the first round. What's at stake? Trying to get a couple of wins to close it out and keep that streak going. And that's right down the tape for Holland, but falls on the opposite side of what she intended.
Yeah, they served so well that first time. And it was something that Hugh McCutcheon said they saw happen, but they were a little bit unexpected. They were serves that were a little bit harder than what they had seen.
Katie Myers coming off one of her best serving matches, had 3 aces against Wisconsin. And there's Huseman out of the middle. Stark digs it out. And Hollins on the slide, buzzing past Samity and out. Maybe some of those feelings haven't totally worn off yet. Russ Rose saying Adana Rollins, her second favorite team is Minnesota. Still a lot of mutual respect both ways. The Samity cross, dug out of there by Stark again. And Miabe into the block off Blossom's hands. Schaffmaster with one diving down.
Yeah, and she's a really good server for this team. At the top of the team, or near the top in aces for them. It's a serve that just falls so quickly. She doesn't have a lot of spin on it, so when it's in that air, hits a pocket.
We also had CeCe McGraw get her feet tangled and was down on the floor there for a second. 2 teammates colliding. Miabe cross, Blossom putting her body on the line. And back row for Wennis with the roll. Penn State all over it. And Horde into the block, stuck by Huseman. And then 2 down on the floor for Penn State. And Miabe into the block. Caitlin Horde and down to Rollins.
They get a lot of touches, and they also get a lot of stuffs. A great move.
Donna Rollins sends one in. And Jenna Wennis, dug by Rollins. And passing to hitting for Rollins. And for Samity, past Rollins.
And really smart shot by Samity going over that block. It's a big block.
Yeah, so Pritchard in there after Stark got the start. And Caitlin Horde, who's done it with her blocking, now doing it with the arm. So an offensive and defensive strong first set for Caitlin Horde with the 4 blocks. And Jenna Wennis going into the cross court. Minnesota's back in front. So we've seen Wennis spread it around in this first set with a couple line shots, a couple into the cross. Real competitive first set with the 12 ties, and we're tied up again at 22. Johnny Parker with the serve. Out to Wennis. Tips the block. Coverage comes from Hampton. And Pritchard getting involved on the offensive side.
Start of the year until now.
And Caitlin Horde in on 6 of them so far tonight. And that's right in the lap of Rollins from Samity out of the back. Blossom back to Pritchard, who just forced the timeout with a kill. Schaffmaster on 2. Dug by Rollins. And Parker steams one ahead. Serving middle for the Gophers. Holland had the first ball. Rollins into the block. Right back to Rollins. And off hands for a score. Allie Holland with the serve. Schaffmaster picks out Miabe. Then Wennis got going a bit. And Miabe again to stave off a set point. Caitlin Horde mistimed it a bit. Still got it off. And Miabe on back-to-back big rips. And a great first set. Schaffmaster. Out to Rollins. And Wennis is there. Samity trying to close. And she does.
First set, and of course, finishing it off right here to put the Gophers up 1 set to...
Stephanie Samity closed out set 1 with her 9th kill. Jenna Wennis into the lap of Adana Rollins out of the timeout. And second ball comes from CeCe McGraw. And Hampton diving again. And Parker right at Kilkelly and played over by Samity. And Minnesota, because of that effort, takes the point on the missed time by Horde.
But I want to give a shout out right here to Jenna Hampton diving.
First 3 or 4 swings went down just like tonight.
And it's so tough to do coming in off the bench. Sometimes you don't even know right when you're going in. You know, sometimes the coach can be like, hey, you know, go right now. But coming in off the bench, regardless, it's so hard. You've been kind of cold for about a half hour. No warm-ups, no swings in. And to come in and have the night that she's having is really impressive.
Samity unwinds it to Parker. And Blossom running over to get the bump set. And Parker shoots it long. Katie Myers doing what she does best, maybe. Minnesota thought it was down. Hugh McCutcheon saying, how is it not? So you'd think a challenge would be coming on that. McCutcheon still has his hands on his head. Playing on with Rollins on the dig. And Pritchard tucks it inside.
Give her the ball. Gonna try to hope for the best.
Already 30 swings for Samity tonight. And on to it, Schaffmaster. And now Schaffmaster after the kill gets to serve it away. And Adana Rollins is short.
Whatever it takes to get that ball up.
There's Samity tooling it. The biggest point of contention and why she could be player of the year. And Schaffmaster went on 2 before Blossom.
When she gets up there on a tight pass, she's going to use all of her muscles behind the line. So we'll see how she does and how this block responds.
Her serve, then the block in front of her. Got him back to even. Now playing with the lead for Penn State. Kilkelly tracks it down. Wennis winds up and gets Blossom off the service line. Rollins serves Wennis. And a whistle up at the net with the Samity swing. If you looked up in the middle of the second set and said she's one behind Caitlin Horde for the team lead, it'd be hard to believe. But it's come in low volume, high efficiency for Pritchard so far. Samity bangs it into the block, and Pritchard with the block too.
And she's one of those players that I think if she was on an elite team, Maryland did have a few good years there, but if she's on a team that makes a tournament consistently, I think you would see her having a few All-American honors under her name. But being on this team right now, I think has been huge. You talked about the injury a little bit, so she missed some playing time, but she is one of the best hitters. Put a box there, you put something on the ground, and you're just constantly trying to hit it.
McGraw kept that one up. Hampton doing the same. Back to Pritchard. McGraw's there to get it. And Samity splits two. Ace in there, 7 digs. Another highly productive night. Doing it against another top 15 team. Make it 8 digs for Samity. And Miyabe's swing is down for a score for Minnesota. Pritchard had the first ball and the swing. Jenna Wennis down to get it on the dig. It sets up Miyabe with back-to-back kills. Well, first 30 points of the set, she didn't have a single swing. Now on back-to-back swings, down to the floor to get Minnesota within 2. High ball for Pritchard, blocked there for Huseman.
Against Minnesota, a top 10 team would be huge for them to try to bump up that RPI a little bit and potentially get one of those top 16 seeds.
So after the Penn State timeout, back to Erica Pritchard, and the big night rolls on. And she now does have the team lead. 7 kills off of that Blossom set. There's Holland off of the overpass, couldn't put it down. And then the block shows up for Hollins. That's the more natural spot.
Of the strong defense, the block, especially on Penn State's side, has been so dominant this entire match, especially this set.
Into the Minnesota block for Donna Rollins, and in for a 2-point lead. Huseman getting the middles involved. Hugh McCutcheon really liked the blocking that he got from her, so she gets the call again. She's got the touch and the horde swing. And Samity dug by Hampton. Nice up from the libero for Penn State. And Wennis into the block.
The Gophers.
Schaffmaster to Samity with steam at start.
Give credit where credit is due.
So Minnesota just took their first lead. Couple of ties, and Minnesota builds on that lead. Blossom for Horde, and another block for the Gophers. Jenna Wennis that time. Rollins with Kilkelly there. Wennis after her block trying to close it out. Johnny Parker says not so fast. Back to Samity, and she closes it for Minnesota.
Great court awareness by that libero.
And back to that first dig. She was kind of leaning and rocking, going both ways a little bit. And the awareness got Penn State on the board for the first time. Free ball chance for Gabby Blossom and Penn State. And it's Schaffmaster to take the first ball. And Wennis dug by Blossom. Nice defense from the setters on this point. And it's McGraw stepping in front. And Samity stepped out. And point Penn State. Second ball taken by Hampton. And Pritchard was the leader heading into this set, still leading Penn State with 7. And it's Parker to Kilkelly. Out of system ball for Wennis, and it's out. And Holland coming out of the middle. And Rollins can't save the second ball from Melanie Schaffmaster. Nearing a 3rd straight double-double, Melanie Schaffmaster. Erica Pritchard with authority, but out. Blossom running back to set Pritchard. And Miyabe, who got going late set too. And Pritchard into the block. Reload for Blossom. And Parker dug by Wennis. And Hampton's all over it. And Parker denied by Miyabe and Myers. So reload for Pritchard. And a free ball chance for McGraw and Schaffmaster. Out to Miyabe. She's blocked. It's Holland and Parker. Rollins with the roll. Natalie Glenn's in there in front for Minnesota, just checking in for Miyabe after the 2 corner shots went out. And she's in on the left. Let's see if Schaffmaster goes out to her, and she does. Rewards the lefty, checking in cold. A 4th set where it was tied at Northwestern early in the season. One of the first big moments they trusted her in. Now doing it hitting, too. Schaffmaster goes to Huseman, and much more production tonight out of the middle.
Back on the service line, leads this team in aces. Just a really solid serve from her.
And Samity sides out for Minnesota. 20 double-doubles this year. She has a double-double in all the top 25 matchups for Minnesota as well. And Minnesota getting their footing again after the big Penn State run.
To push for those final points.
Rollins across to McGraw. And Wennis plants one.
And that was a really good adjustment.
So a little segment of runs here. Penn State went 5-0, answered back by a 3-0 Minnesota run. Horde got it stuck on the tape with Huseman. And Wennis back-to-back good swings. Right back to Samity after she was blocked, and she does what she does, putting Minnesota ahead. Leader in this match by a wide margin with 18 kills. Next closest has 9. She has double of anybody else right now. Wennis chips the block. Blossom back up to the net for Horde. And Samity makes it 19 on the night. Schaffmaster back to Samity. And it's Parker into hands. And Wennis turned away. Reload now with McGraw taking it. And Samity cross to Rollins. Blossom way off the net. And Samity looking for her 20th kill, and there it is.
She adjusted her feet so well. This ball was a little more inside than she wanted, right into that Penn State setter.
Pritchard into the net, and Minnesota by 2. There's Myers back out in the pin when Menger has the dig. And a block for Myers. Likely headed to 4th All-American honor by the time this year is over. Johnny Parker. She takes the first ball. Natalie Glenn gets into it. And Hampton saves it. And tool shot for Donna Rollins to put the Nittany Lions up 1. Russ Rose saying that he's not following it too closely, just trying to, keep his eyes on this final weekend, see what happens when selection comes. Hugh McCutcheon felt like they're in a pretty good spot with those 6 ranked wins. Another resume builder tonight, and Natalie Glenn sends it out. And Miyabe went out after back-to-back errors, putting Glenn in. And they go right to her off of the bench, and she produces.
And that's got to be a big confidence boost for her.
Holland into the cross court. Schaffmaster hangs tough. Set came from Huseman, and Samity put it down. All right, so that gets Minnesota within 1. Blossom and Rollins trying to respond. And Rollins leaning forward, and Huseman after the set, couple of block touches, and then finishes it off.
And when they give her the ball, they are so confident every time that she's going to put it down.
Ball ripped out of the back, but McGraw runs it down. And it's Hollins coming around to the pin. Not a huge night from an attempt standpoint for Holland, just her 7th swing. She has served tough for Penn State. And it's Samity to the back. Stark is there. Rollins a little bit off balance. And Samity shoots it out. And Holland with the service on set point number 1. And it's to Samity trying to keep it alive for Minnesota. And that's into the stands off of Hollins. Noise rising on the Kilkelly serve. And Horde sends it to a 4th set.
Reasons why they're so good at using their middles, they're at the top of the Big Ten, is because their passing is so good. And that's why Caitlin Horde and Allie Holland have success, is because the passing has been so great all season long.
A roll is scooped up by Schaffmaster. So Parker denied to the kill. And Pritchard dug by Samity. It's Wennis into the block and out. And back out to Pritchard, short. Rollins' pass went to Hampton, and Parker still able to get off a good swing. And Parker gets off a second good swing. Schaffmaster for Myers. She's found some success out there tonight.
Yeah, barely missing by Stephanie Samity again, going for those high hands. It's something that both teams are really trying to do right now, is hit those fingertips to try to tool off the block.
Caught the pipe call right before it as Miabe sides out for Minnesota. 9, 7, and 6. And that's off speed for Stephanie Samity to tie it. And a pass off target, and an ace for Minnesota. Rachel Kilkelly.
Making sure that they can't use those middles that they want to go to.
Stark had the service on the receive, and then it's blocked by Stephanie Samity. McGraw kind of craning her neck. Wishing she could have slid over and played that ball. And Jana Wennis with the kill for the Gophers. So she's close to joining Samity with a double-double. And puts that one back down. So she's right there with her 10th kill. Vilanovic with the service. Wennis down. Samity cross court. And Vilanovic is there. And point for Minnesota. And Blossom over the top. Look pumped about that.
It's not very often you see players hit 10 blocks in a set. It hasn't, or in a match. It hasn't happened too many times this season so far.
The last weekend of the regular season. Ooh, off the tape and through for the ace. Probably along the lines of the internal thinking, I would think. And again.
To nail that pass, give your middles confidence when they go up there.
Schaffmaster for Samity, and it's Parker that takes the first one. And the third one. So Minnesota able to keep their distance up 6. Last several points. Trying to close out this match. And it's Holland who's gotten going late in the 4th set. So another good night for the Penn State middles. Caitlin Horde with her first career double-double. 5 kills, 6 blocks for Holland, the other middle. And there's the off speed for Stephanie Samity. I think you're right. 25 kills and 23 have come from the power. And back to Samity. A little bit off the net. And Caitlin Horde adds to her double-double. Wennis into the cross court. Double-doubles all over the place in this 4-setter. Schaffmaster in on it, and Horde and Blossom not synced up there. So there are those 2 wins for Minnesota that we were talking about. And Caitlin Horde trying to delay that, and she scores again out of the middle, 12 kills. Samity trying to bring up match point, and Pritchard and Horde say no chance.
Caitlin Horde has shown up big time up front.
Rollins hangs in tough. And it's Pritchard. Too strong, bringing up match point for Minnesota. So potential resume boosting win for Minnesota, and another win in this building for just the third time in a couple of decades at stake with this point. And Jenna Wenis delivers to win it for the Gophers.